stop at like market open because I gotta take a dump and shower.
And there we go. September 25th. Is that the date, Henry?
That's the date.
September 25th of 2020, Friday. You can have everything in life if you want. Oh, you can have everything in life you want if you will just help enough other people get what you want. That's what Zig Ziglar said.
Zig Ziglar.
Anyway, so good morning, everybody. Welcome. First and foremost, sorry about Wednesday. We actually did go live. I normally sleep. I normally go to work. I normally work late, but on Sundays or on Tuesdays, I get off early so I can make sure to be up early for the live stream. And my wife and kids were at the in-laws. And I worked late, and I overslept. I woke up to my phone dinging from Henry freaking out about SPI. Yeah, about SPI. I ended up hopping in going long at 350, 355. And Henry was long from, where were you long from, Henry?
180.
From 180. Anyways, I sold at 470. And then I should have been buying, Jesus Christ, how did I not buy this consolidation period right here? I mean, look at this consolidation. You got that big squeeze. I actually bought it on this little tiny micro pullback at 570. And me and Henry had a bet that he said it was going to go to 6. And I was like, fuck no, this thing ain't going to 6. And so I bought 1,000 shares at 570. I sold it at like 590 or 595, made a couple $100. And right after I sold it, it just squeezes and goes all the way up to almost 10. Now, even when it does that, look at this picture perfect chart. Look at this chart right here. Are you looking at this chart, Henry?
Yeah, I bought again at $7.96.
Look at it. Look at it. Remember it. Look at this. You got a big squeeze. You don't have to be there for the first spike, ladies and gentlemen. You don't got to be there for the first spike. Squeezes up. It pulls back. And then it just sets in. It holds over 7. Holds over a key. Builds a support. Puts in higher lows, consolidates, and then ramps into the afternoon. Look at that. Unreal. I ended up...
Yes. So my last trade I bought at $7.96, and I was selling at 13, 14, 18, 20, 22, 26, 30, 33, and my last I was all out at $36.
Me, on the other hand, I bought these dips. And so it would crash, I'd buy a dip, and then sell. Like this one, I bought this one at, I think I bought at 20 and got out at 24. I bought several of these dips and then just sold into the rips. Also, SUNW, I got into that one at $1.20. SUNW is a sympathy play. So if you're wondering about sympathy plays, if you want to see, like say you see something hit your high a day scanner, and you're like, okay, this is spiking. All you have to do is just look up the company, and if it's in the same sector or they have similar news that's relating to whatever that sector news is. Why SPI moving? SPI was, they had news about electric battery shit. So SUNW, same thing. It's in the same sector. So SPUN, POLA. Yeah, but once I seen SUNW moving as a sympathy play, I immediately hopped in at that one at 120, and I was out at 220, and I was like all happy with myself that I held that long to 220, and then SUNW went to 4.
at $8.
I actually nailed SU and W. Yeah.
You short?
Yeah. I actually shorted it. So after it squeezed up to 4, this big, huge parabolic move, I shorted it, and then I wrote it down. Of course, I didn't catch the bottom or anything, but Wednesday was a fucking good day. Made some great money Wednesday. And then it gapped up. Yeah, it gapped up to 8, and I shorted it again yesterday, pre-market. I caught it at 620, I think it was. 620, I think it was, and then covered at 5. Today, the only thing I'm in right now is NEXT. This is a swing trade idea. Same thing as VVPR a couple weeks ago. Same thing as CLVS. Same thing as INO. Same thing as APT. Same exact chart setup. Look at the daily chart. You got a multi-day runner and then a low volume sell-off. And so I'm long from with a 278 average. So I'm underwater a little bit, but this is a swing trade idea. I plan on holding this one. Hopefully better than I did VVPR. Because I had 5,000 shares at 664 and it went to 1148. So I played that one really bad, but still made some money.
Alkesh is with me in CBAT.
Let's look at CBAT.
I was initially in on that at 280, but I sold into that push to $4 this morning, and then it pulled back there, and once it regained VWAP, I jumped back in and added some more, so my new average now is 340.
CBAT.
But it's already got 31 million volume, and they traded 90 million yesterday, so we're already a third of the way there, and it's still 15 minutes to the market open, so I think it's going to run.
CBAT's on the top percent gainers list. What's their news? They don't have any, do they?
I don't have any news on them, no. But if you look, I wish I would have bought this 3 days ago. Beginning of the week. Could have added $1.
Oh, man.
Less.
This has been my best week of September. Yesterday was awesome, too. Yesterday we had all those movers.
I got 8 stocks above 20% of my scanner.
Look, Biden's in CBAT from 263. Sold at 330. Nice trade. I like your sell. Because I think CBAT's going to fail at the open. I think right at the open it's going to dump. But I always think that, though. On these stocks that are up over 100% pre-market, I always think that. Well, it's because most of them do. That's why I always think that. But we'll see what happens if it can form a support base and hold up a little bit, like.
Genus just popped. Genus just came out with some news.
Like SPI did on Wednesday.
Henry's not missing now. FOMO's gonna get him.
So Brian, sorry we missed on Wednesday. We actually I overslept. But we still did go live. It just and it was, man, we had a lot of fun on Wednesday. Actually, I'm sad that I didn't get up on time. You said Genus. See, look at SPI. SPI was up like 200% on the day, and if you look at the chart on Wednesday, look how it forms a support, and then it squeezed up.
I'm long Genus at 120.
Henry didn't waste any time.
Nope.
Look at that. Genus just hit the high day scanner. He's long at 120.
When I see previous runners that went 300 million shares multiple days, I'm going to take a chance and dabble with it.
Henry, I'm not hating on you for buying it at all.
I'm just explaining my theory. If it doesn't do anything right away, then I'm going to get out. But
former runners you definitely want to be watching former runners all the time. Because if they run once, they can run again.
Exactamundo. They finalized the deal with TV manufacturer Samsung. That's what the news just came out 3 minutes ago.
Yeah, I overslept buying. My wife and kids were out of town, so there was nobody here to wake me up. Well, Henry tried his best with text messages. Ding, ding, ding. That's what I woke up to, was Henry texting me. SPI is going bananas.
Brian's like, I don't want to make any money. I want to sleep.
I fucking woke up, made over $5,000. It was amazing. It was a good day on Wednesday.
That's amazing.
So, yes. So I woke up and I just went live right as soon as I woke up. I was bitching at Henry for not calling me. I'm like, call me, dude. Don't just text me. Call me. Call me. Wake up. Actually, the first thing I said in the chat was,
it's my fault.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that we're late. You know, it's Henry's fault. Okay? It's the American way to not accept responsibility for our actions. Right? Henry's fault I didn't wake up. Anyways, I got up at 8:38 in the morning, 9:38 Eastern Standard Time. Is Genus going to go? It's consolidating right now. And they got news.
Breaking up, Brian. We can't hear you.
How about now?
Brian?
You hear me? Henry?
Yeah, you're cutting in and out.
Oh, wow, that sucks. Let me check my connections. Make sure nothing's...
Now you sound good.
Okay, good. Henry, how many... You're in a lot of trades right now, huh, Henry? CBAT, SUNW, BoxL, TATT, SGB. God, Henry, how do you manage so many of them? I can't do it.
Did you see my setup?
I remember you snapping me something. Oh, you got an extra monitor. But I just don't know how you manage that many stocks at once. Dude, if I'm in 4 stocks at once, I start feeling like overwhelmed and like fucking freaked out a little bit. Watching and thinking about them, I can't do it. Usually I'm just like...
I don't get as worked up as you do.
Well, true, but I usually have, you know...
Well, between all these stocks, I only have like probably a total of 1,000 shares between all these stocks.
Oh, okay. Makes sense, I guess. Yeah, so if it moves and wiggles around, it doesn't cost you anything hardly.
Yes.
Whereas, like, I'm fucking taking a minimum of... Yeah. Like, right now, I'm long 3,000 shares of NEXT, over 3,500. And I want more shares, actually. But I don't know if it's going to dip anymore, but it looks like it's gapping up some. So today might be the first green day.
Dude, pull up TAT. TAT's starting to look nice. Setting up. Nice.
TATT?
TATT?
TATT. So for me right now, I mean, I got my swing trade idea with NEXT, but as far as day trading ideas, I mean, there's nothing that I'm truly excited about right now. Yeah, it's curling up a little bit. So I'm going to wait till I'm sure I'll find something. There's always something. After the market opens, I'm sure something will set up. But for right now, I'm just not going to hop in anything just yet. See what happens. So right now on the watch list, we got TATT, CBAT, Of course, we're going to watch all the previous runners from the last couple days, like SUNW, SPI. I mean, Genus just popped up with news, so we'll keep an eye on Genus.
Yeah, in the last 5 minutes, I mean, if you look at SPI, POLA, and Sun, they all just made a big reversal. They're all like, big reversal, but they all popped. They're starting to.
And T-Con started to bounce yesterday. T-Con was a number 5 dip buy, and I was short yesterday. I covered into my short, and I wanted to get it closer down to 350, but it started bouncing yesterday, so I didn't ever get in that one. Missed that one. Maybe it still goes up. Who knows?
TAT starting to pick up momentum.
I think so. I think it's going to... Okay, what's the float on TAT? TATT, the float is 3.62 million. So pretty low float. Aircraft.
The company announced it entered in a 10-year maintenance contract with Honeywell. That's why Tim Bowman was so bullish on it, because he said a 10-year contract, that's a big deal.
Ah. Good for them.
And Honeywell's been around for fucking 100 years, so.
Honeywell? What's Honeywell?
I don't know. I forget what he said.
So they got a big contract for how much? $1 billion? Announced it. Yeah, that seems like pretty good news, actually. I mean, man, look at the squeeze yesterday after hours.
Yeah.
Actually, out of all the stocks right now, if I was gonna pick one to trade or one that I think is gonna go up on the long side, I would say TAT. I like TAT better than CBAT. But who knows? We'll see what happens after the market opens. The reverse might happen. TAT may shit and CBAT may go. STND spiking. Look at that one.
Spiking?
STND. Stand.
Wow, look at that big green candle.
Squeeze
it. I got my first sell at $7.
STND.
It's moving so much, I'm gonna actually pull that up to $7.50.
Which one are you talking about, Henry?
TAT. I'm in from 580. I had a sell starting at 7, but it's moving pretty good. I'm gonna see if I can get 750.
STND looks like a split. Yeah, that's a split. So ignore. For now, anyways. That's not spiking. That's a split. That's why it is up that high going sideways. TATT.
Look at that.
Look at that. Nice squeeze, Henry. I'm gonna get TAT up on my main charts. Because TAT is most likely the one I'm most likely going to trade. Look at that. Moved $1 a share in like the last fucking 10 minutes. Look at that squeeze. Nice. Good shit, Henry. Look at that. You're making money right now. Oh, man. If I was long off this $6 support, I would be fucking selling right now.
I got to sell in at $8.
T-Con. Yeah, STND, when you see that buying, see how it gaps up from 18 to 32 and it's going sideways? That means the company just did a split.
But sometimes splits are good. So actually, I was going to mention it to you. I'm watching it. I got it on a chart. MRNS did a split this week. I'm waiting for it to go down, down, down so I can get in it.
Man, I got to figure out where I'm going to buy TATT.
Looks like it's going to try to hold 750 level and push up from there.
I might buy it on a dip if it when the market's going to open in 30 seconds.
Yep.
And if it has a hard slap, I might buy some of that panic. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. I think I might use a hotkey. TATT. All right. Is TAT gonna squeeze?
Nope, slap down.
All right. I just put in a buy order. I missed it. I used the hotkey. I tried to get in at 706 and I missed it. Oop, I got it. I got it. I'm in at 706. I only took partial size though, because it might dip some more. I might add down towards 650. We'll see what happens. It's dipping a little bit more. I'm gonna wait. Getting bought up. Getting bought. I think this thing is gonna squeeze, man. Low float. Yesterday, the highs yesterday were 982, so my goal would be $8. I'll be happy with 8. And we're getting some more panic. More panic, 680. I want to buy some more here. 675. Okay, I bought some more. Got some more at 675. Or not 678. All right, 692. You still there, Henry?
I'm still here. For about 5 more minutes. Then I got to go.
Come on, TATT. Really, ideally, we should wait for TATT to put in support. It's holding up right now, though. A little bit. If it pops up close to 750, I'll be selling some. For sure.
For sures, Brian says. For sures.
715. All right, I sold my first lot of shares at 712. Just in case it doesn't go. But it looks like it's going to go. Look, there it goes. It's going to go. Maybe I should have taken some off up there.
Chilling. That is a felon.
And that's why I took some off. Look at that. But now I might add more into this panic. Oh, got bought up. CBAT getting its ass kicked.
CBAT failing. Sorry, I don't think it's got too much volume. It's not going to just give it all up. I'm going to probably just add some more here once it starts to consolidate.
Okay, I added a little bit more at 668. See what she does.
What you gonna do? What you gonna do?
So it looks like it's starting to hold up a little bit over 650. PPSI hitting high a day scanner. That was yesterday. Oh, that was running yesterday.
That was a pre-market. I glanced at it, but it didn't have much volume, so I wasn't. You know.
All right, here's the 650 test. Giving it up. Kind of want to add right here. Added a little bit there at 657. Damn it, I always have to go to the bathroom right when I'm in the middle of a fucking trade. And should have waited for the first 15 minutes, right? Wait for the first 15 minutes, let it put in key areas of support and resistance, and then trade it. But the FOMO got me.
Oh, look at SPI just had a big squeeze from 9:30 to 10:20.
You know what? We were talking about that trade idea this morning. SPI is a potential buy. I mean, it's so far off its highs.
Well, I bought at 10, but it wasn't doing anything, so I got rid of it.
SPI.
Did it get halted?
It's red on the day. It might have. I don't know.
SPI.
And
Yeah, it's halted.
TATT looks TATT. Well, okay. So the red to green on SPI is 13.15. So we'll be aware of that. I don't know if I can buy it up that if it's already gone up $3 a share. And it looks like TATT is finding support at 650. So let's see if TATT can get over VWAP and get over $7.
You're better?
TAT over 680s. Okay, I just sold some TAT at 690. See if it gets over 7 now. Come on, TATT. Henry, what the hell are you doing back there, man?
My nephew stayed the night, and he's making a lot of noise.
Oh. TATT holding 650. Man, I'm glad I sold a little bit into that pop at 690. Be quiet.
Is it done? Is it going to give it all up?
Maybe. I don't think it'll give it all up. It'll find some support and come back here soon. In fact, I kind of want to buy more shares down here. Because I sold a bunch. Up at 690. Ooh, look at that.
God, I'm about ready to add some more to Genus.
I added some more at 621. I'll be right back. I go to the bathroom. God damn, now I feel like I can focus. Jesus Christ. Oh. All right. We're down at 628 now. I'm not going to add any more. Although I want to. All right, one last ad. I added some more at 630. New average is 653. PIX starting to come back a little bit. SPI
Still halted.
still halted. Don't you gotta go to work now, Henry?
Yep. I was just about ready to say I'm out.
All right, we'll talk to you later, man.
All right. Bye.
You got rid of Henry. He's making too much racket in the background. Or his nephew was. Was that a dick move? It's all right. He'll be okay. I guarantee his feelings aren't hurt. Matt, are you out there? Okay, so now let's see. We had a dump. This is why. Okay, so this is why you look at this squeeze on TATT pre-market. I would have been selling into that hardcore. I don't know how Henry doesn't sell into that. If a stock moves $1.50 in my direction and it's a $6 stock, I'm fucking taking that every time. You know, I mean, like with SPI, I sold at 470. I was in it like 450, 355. I mean, there's no way you can tell that things gonna go to $45 that day, or even $7 that day. You never know. And SPI is open for business. SPI is open for business. SPI getting slapped down from 1050. Maybe that's a spot to buy. I kind of want to buy it. But it might be a fake out. Alright, it took some small size on SPI on this little yank. Probably risk VWAP. SPI. You got halted. VWAP's right here at 975. You don't got to take big size with SPI because it's such a volatile stock and it moves so fast. And here comes TATT. Got over 650 for a second, so 650 acting as resistance now. And rejected so far. Alright, I just sold my TATT at 640. I'm out of that one. I don't like how 650 is acting as resistance. It probably comes back and goes up, but I'll lose 10 cents on it. I'm okay with that. We'll wait and let it see what it does. I don't know if TATT is going to... I don't know if it's going to come back, pull back, and put in a higher low, or just continue failing, break through low a day. So we'll just wait and see what it does. I think it actually, look, they're starting to go now. At a 653 average, probably, I don't know, we'll wait, I'm going to wait for it to put in a higher low. So we'll let it spike. Maybe it gets rejected by VWAP. It puts in a higher low. Maybe we'll try to rebuy it. Oh shit, I took way too many shares of SPI. Oh my god. Holy shit, I fucked up. Oh my god, I meant to take 300 shares. I took 3,400 shares. I've got deer in the headlights. As soon as I get back, my average is 10. Oh man, I gotta get out of this. Get me out. Bounce for me and get me out. Alright, get me out, get me out, get me out. Shit, I missed it. Oh my god. Down 1,400 right now. Oh, I fat fingered that one. Get me out. Alright, I got out. I took the loss. Jesus Christ. I was like, I looked up at my P&L and I'm like down like a ass ton of money. I'm like, I only have 300 shares. How am I down so much? No, I took 3,000. I hit an extra 0. Fucking idiot. Come on. Alright. Now I'm out completely. Wow, that's annoying. What a shitty way to start off the morning. Fuck me. Well, down 1,500 on the day now due to a fat finger mistake. Thank God I had a really good week. And look at that. I'm glad I sold into that little pop on TATT. Look at it. It's testing low a day. We'll see how it holds. See if it holds low a day here. Maybe it puts in a double bottom. Or is it going to crack through it? Oh, SPI. I can't believe I hit an extra 0. Jesus Christ. That sucks. Oh, fuck. It's not the end of the world. Be okay. I could have just waited for it to like this just to come back on SPI and got even because I was in at like, what was it, 10.05 or something. And I could be selling right now for a profit. But I was too scared. The bigger your size, the more emotional you get. And this thing is so volatile. Shh. Now I'm ready to get back in. And TATT cracking low a day. I'm losing interest in that one. Hey, my swing trade, my NEXT is over 3 now. So I'm up 400 on that one. That one may dig me out of the hole today. The number 5 dip buy comes through again. I could sell it right now and I could say that I'm like fucking... The number 5 dip buy works every damn time. Every fucking time. Man, TATT just giving it up. Glad I sold into that pop. Too bad. Might find support here in the 690s. Oh, let's see. What else is hitting high day scanner? SSNT hitting high day scanner. Not really interested in that. Maybe. I don't know. Volume's not there. It's trading out, bouncing off its lows. GLNG went from $7 to $8.50. Now it's pulling back a little bit, bouncing off its lows. TATT trying to find some support at 6. I almost bought TATT right down here. So look at all the support it's going to have from the pre-market down here in the 590s. I might try to rebuy it down here. We'll see. All right, I got back in TATT. 616. SPIs looks like it's just going to continue down, so I'm done with SPI. Probably should have tried to short it. I think TATT has a shot at coming back, but could be wrong. It's okay to be wrong. It's just not okay to be really wrong. In other words, cut your fucking loss when you're getting your ass kicked. So TATT, risk low a day, which would be 587. So roughly maybe even 579, maybe put the stop loss in. TATT might come back though. There's 620, 619. And TATT starting to bounce a little bit. Sold some at 624 just because I had 1,000 shares, and if I'm risking 587, I don't want to lose, you know, with a 616 average, I don't want to lose $300 more on it. So I reduced my size to reduce my risk. I can always re-add later if it keeps working. NETE still getting its ass kicked. PEC gave it up, big squeeze after hours. Tesla over 400 again. Sava trying to hang on to 10. SPI in the 940s now. Really? I mean, to be honest with you, right now, I don't see anything that is really that great. Even this TATT, I think it can come back. But, I mean, I don't even see that. I mean, right now, I don't consider it an A+ setup at all. At all. So you might ask, well, why am I in it then? Well, I don't know. But fucking degen sometimes. Sometimes you just like to be in something, right? So you cut your loss fast. I like this support, though, that I had from pre-market. And I like their news. I like their news a lot. But we're not trading the news. We're trading the price action. So I remember in the past, when I first started trading, I would see some news and I would be like, oh my God, that news is fantastic. Or someone would put out earnings it was like, those earnings are great. And then the market would not react to what seemingly was great news or great earnings or whatever. But we're not trading the actual news. We're trading the reaction to the news. If there's no reaction, then what's the point of trading it? If the market doesn't give a fuck, then why would we? CVC, chart volume catalyst. So we're over 620 now. Maybe TATT can come back. So ideally I'd like to see TATT put in a higher low. So right now it's putting in a little bounce. Maybe it pulls back to 6 and puts in a higher low and then starts grinding and curling and coming back. Kind of like SPI did on Friday. So if we look at SPI on Friday, see, it dumped right at the open because it was up like 200 and something percent, but then you see it forms its support in the 340s. We're over 620 now. So if TATT puts in a, if it spikes up a little bit and then puts in a higher low, I might look to add. Might look to add. SPI holding the 940s. I don't trust it. Not going to get in it. See what people are talking about in the chat. CBAT. I forgot about CBAT. Let me look at CBAT. What's CBAT doing? CBAT. Damn. CBAT. I called it pre-market. If stocks are up over 100%, let's say that you got in at like 50% and it's pre-market and it's getting close to the open and the stock is up like 120, 150, 200%. For the love of God, take your fucking profits. Because when the market opens and the real volume comes in, most of the time, stocks over 100% fail. Like 8 out of 10 times. They shit the bed. Because all these bag holders... Oh, there's a nice little pop on TAT. TATT. Nice little pop. Okay? TAT's going to get me back to even today. Maybe not. Look at that. Nice little pop up to the 650s. Uh-oh. TATT. All right, time to pump in the chat. TATT. Pop in. CBAT just fucking bleeding red. Diarrhea red. Nasty. Yep, what about CBAT? CBAT's getting just annihilated right now. Man. Henry always criticizes me because he says I take my profits too fast. But then I criticize him because he doesn't take his profits often enough. But the reason why we're like that is position size. He has a really small position, so he needs the stock to move an absurd amount. I take a bigger size, so then I don't need it to move as much to make money. So I wouldn't say that I'm right, and I wouldn't say that he's right. I'd say that the best is probably in the middle somewhere. All right, we got a pullback here on TATT. Back to 620. I kind of want to add now. I added a little bit. Probably should have tried to add closer to 6, but tomato, tomato. And this is where I should be adding, right here. But I have FOMO to the max. I think I am going to add. Okay, I added at 607. We're going to risk that low a day. Oh, damn, it's going to take me out. What a piece of shit. Don't take me out. Please. I'm begging you. Double bottom. And Come on. Buyers, step in. I'd say the odds of me getting taken out right now are very, very high. And took me out. Well, I'll tell you how I feel right now. I feel like Seabat. Fucking diarrhea of red. I'm 0 for 3 on trades today. Getting my ass kicked left and right. But it's okay. It's a battle, not a sprint. I think I got halted on the way down. Thank God it took me out. Wow, got halted on the way down. Oh, I'm so happy I'm not in now. Look at that. Man. Look at this. Nothing but red. Wow. Well, this is what it is. I'm glad I'm out. The only winner I'm working on right now is NEXT, which is at $3 now. Could sell it for $490.63 in profits, but I think I'll hold it. And for those of you who don't understand why I bought NEXT, those of you who have been here for a while have heard me say this over and over and over again. I call it the number 5 dip buy, because it's the number 5 from penny stocking framework. It's a multi-day runner. It's got to be a multi-day runner. Multi-day runner. See the volume right here on the highest day. The volume. And then it dumps, and you got a low volume sell-off. Usually 2 to 4 days. I mean, nothing's an exact science in trading. Sometimes it might be a 2-day, sometimes it might be a 4-day. You got to kind of let the price action judge. But I started buying at 3, and I was adding down as I was averaging down yesterday as it went a little bit lower and lower, and now it's bouncing. My goal is probably like 350. 4 at the absolute max. I mean, it could go higher than that, but I'm just saying that's my goal. I mean, VVPR was the last one that I played. And that one. It's the exact same thing. Multi-day runner. Look at this crash. It crashed for 4 days. I was in SYPR. Going nuts on the high day scanner. So we're going to hold right there and go move to that stock. SYPR. Take a look at that one. Shitty daily chart. Look at that daily chart. You know what that daily chart tells me? That I need to short the fuck out of this. You look at this daily chart. SYPR. They got news? I'm not going to short it yet. But if it gets closer up to 2, yeah, I'll short it there. Their news is they win U.S. defense contracts to supply mission-critical electronic assemblies. Here, listen to this. Look at this. Wins multiple defense contract awards. Size not disclosed. Of course it's not disclosed, because it probably wasn't shit. So I'm going to watch this one for a short, because it's got a history of failed spikes. So I'm looking at resistance from the daily. It's got a float of 10 million, so relatively low float. And it doesn't look like there's any shares to short. E-Trade's looking for shares right now. So I'm putting in my, I know that I want to short close to 2. So I'm going to start shorting at probably 175 with a starter position, and then scale in up to 2. I'm going to put my orders in now before all the shares dry up. All right. Okay, I put an order of 5,000 shares at 190. And it's looking, and I'm not getting any right now. So I also got an order for 1,000 shares at 175. And then we'll risk $2. If you look at the daily, look at the daily. Look at that daily. 15 or $2. Huge resistance at $2. Especially when the spikes have failed that recently. You're gonna have bag holders, people that were long way the hell up there, and are just looking for a spot to get out. They're like, please, just let me get even. Maybe they average down. So any spike that happens, they're just looking to sell into. But volume trumps everything. So if this thing were to get huge, huge volume, that's why you cut it at 2. Look, there it goes, 177, 176. So there's no shares right now. Like, it's looking, but I'm not getting execution. I had my first order at 175, and I'm not getting anything. So I need to get a different broker. Here comes 2. Here comes the test of $2. This is actually a really nice looking, clean looking daily chart or intraday chart. Look at that intraday chart. Look at that high day break over the pre-market highs and the high day break over 135. It's a really nice looking setup for a long. But the daily chart says that it fails at 2 or 2-ish. CBAT still getting its ass kicked. TATT's open now. TATT open. And look at that. SYPR getting rejected at 175. So I would have got a small fill there. Oh, now there's shares available. So my shares just became available. You'll know that they're available at E-Trade because you put in the order and it'll be red. And then whenever it goes live, whenever your shares are available, it says live. So right now my order is at 175, but now the price isn't there now. So it might put in a bounce and I might get executed. We'll see what happens. But failure so far. See if VWAP holds. I'm definitely not going to long this. That's for sure. Just because the daily has too much resistance at 2. All right, I sold a little bit. I sold 1,000 shares at 312 on my NEXT long. I'm long from 278, so my goal is 10% on any given trade. That's my goal. Sometimes you make more, sometimes you make less, sometimes you don't make any. We'll hold the rest. 350, remember, was my goal, I guess. Sorry I'm late to the party. The mayor of Bagholder City is in the house. Welcome, Matt. Welcome, buddy. Glad you made it. So, just a long story short, Matt, just to give you a review on my morning. Hey, look at NEXT, Matt. I just sold 1,000 shares at $3.14. My average was 278. I was adding yesterday into those dips, and so now it's starting to bounce. My goal is 350 or 4 to hold the rest of my shares. I made a mistake with SPI. Oh, I fucked up huge, Matt. I fat fingered. I meant to buy 300 shares and I bought 3,000 shares. When it pulled back to VWAP right here, I bought 3,000 shares and then it went against me so I just cut it. And then I also lost on TATT. So right now I'm down about 2,000. Which sounds fucking really bad. But I've had an amazing week. It's been a good month. So we got to put things into perspective. You know, still green on the week. It's okay to have a red day. You know what? People are like, sometimes people get stuck in the idea that whenever they're in one single trade, they get like such a narrow tunnel vision that they want to just make sure that they win on that one trade. And I don't know, I try to focus on not giving back more than like a day or 2 days of profits. So like if you typically on say like on an average day you can make like say like $500. Well, I don't want to give back more than a day or two. I've had times where I've had losses where I've gave back months worth of work. Or when I had my biggest loss ever, it took me over a year to get all of that back. Over a fucking year. Jesus Christ. Put me back into PDT. That was horrible. But guess what? That cured me of fucking, you know, holding stocks against me. I mean, I'll hold them a little bit if they're going against me a little bit. If it's part of my plan, I'll add. Like NEXT, okay, so they say never, the gurus say never add to a loser, right? Never add to a loser. Well, really, it's okay to add to a loser as long as it's part of your plan. If it's not part of your plan, your trade plan, then like NEXT, it was part of my plan. It's part of my plan to add down. I was telling Matt this the other day. I was like, I'm going to start buying at 3 and I'm going to be adding. If it dips down to 250, I'm going to be adding shares. Fuck, I wanted 5,000 shares and I only got 3,000. So I didn't even get my full size that I wanted. But that's okay. It's doing what I want now. It's part of my plan. Look at that. Look at that. SPSY. SYPR. Look at that. Look at that failure. I told you $2 is a shit ton of resistance. So I'd be covering my 1,000 shares right now. I'd be taking my $300 or whatever it is if I would have got executed, but I didn't get executed. Because look at this daily. History of failed spikes. Okay? If you're long biased, be wary when you see that kind of chart. If you're short biased, fucking load up. No shares. Oh, you're welcome, Brian. What are you thanking me for? I'm kind of curious. What did I say that... you bought 500 shares of Next when you said earlier my entry was 275. What did you... Oh, that's what you... What? So you got in at 275. Sweet. Look at that. Look at that. You're already up almost 50 cents a share. Fantastic. Woo! Look at that. Okay, I'm going to sell some. The number 5 fucking dip buy. You know what? If you're struggling at trading... If you're struggling at trading to make consistent profits, the key to getting out of that is finding one setup that works for you. Just one. And try not to trade all the other fucking noise. Because there's a lot of noise in the market. You'll see shit moving. You hear people talking about their P&Ls, what they won. You see these giant movers like SPI, you know, and you're like, oh my God, I could have bought it at 3 and it went to 45. You know what I mean? Well, how the fuck are you supposed to know it's going to go to 45 that day? When most of the stocks that are up, you know, 300% on a day, roll over and die and sell off. How are you supposed to know? You're not. But if you find one setup that works really well, I started an account 2 months ago for my son for basically like whenever he turns 18. And all I'm trading out of it is the number 5 dip buy. And I started with $1,200 and it's now $5,000. So if you just pick one setup and just stick with that. And then over time, as you get screen time and you watch the market, you'll find another setup and then you can just add it. But that takes a lot of fucking discipline to just sit there and watch the market and not trade. It takes a ton of discipline. It's not easy to do that. It is not easy to do that. I mean, I can't say that I did it. And that's why I got my ass kicked my first year. I got fucking annihilated my first year. My wife was like, when are you going to start making money? We went on a walk one day and she's like, so how did you do today? She used to ask me every day how much, when I first started, what my P&L was. We're on a walk, and I'm like, I lost $500. And back then, losing $500, that was a fucking huge loss. That was like devastating. You know, like right now, if I lose $500, I don't even think about it. Like after I walk away from my computer. And yeah, so I tell her that, and she's like, when are you going to start making money? And I said, there's a learning curve, babe. And apparently, I'm in the special ed class. Okay, there's a learning curve. Just like anything else, it takes practice. You need reps. Okay? I always like to use the what do you call it? The analogy of a basketball. Like Steph Curry didn't get it great at when he first started shooting 3-pointers. Was he good at it? No. But that guy shot thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of 3-pointers and now it's second nature. Same thing with the market. Every trade teaches you something. You learn something every time. So don't get discouraged when you get your ass kicked a little bit. Like, stop doing the same shit that's getting your ass kicked. And don't get too discouraged if you keep making the same mistake twice. Because I've made the same mistakes over and over and over again. It's okay. The most important thing is just don't stay in the game. Don't go bust. Cut your losses. Don't lose all your money. Because if you lose all your money, you know, your wife may not let you reload. Because I busted a couple of small accounts before I started gaining momentum. Thankfully, my wife let me reload. Actually, I reloaded and she didn't even know it. But she was my girlfriend back then, so she didn't control my finances. Now, I would have to ask permission to spend my own money. Look at that. We're up to 330 on NEXT. Number 5 fucking dip buy, bitches. Get fucked. How long did it take for me to become a profitable trader? The first 6 months I lost a little over $5,000. And if you take the number of trades that I had, I lost at an average of $150 per trade. If you take the number of trades that I had and divide it by that yeah, I lost about at a little over $5,000 at $150 per trade the first 6 months. So, I mean, think about that. That's a lot of fucking failure. That's a lot of getting your fucking ass kicked. You know? And I had this idea in my head when I first started trading, because you hear these stories about guys that run up fucking, like Roland Wolf running up fucking $4,000 up to 300,000 his first year. Right? You hear these stories like that, and so in my head I'm thinking I'm gonna be one of those guys. NEXT motherfuckers, 340. All right, I'm gonna sell more. I'm gonna add on a pullback. I gotta sell some. We'll get right back to this. Sell. Okay, 350 motherfuckers, 350. Sorry, excuse my language, but I'm excited. And when I'm excited, I start cussing up a storm. Maybe it's the coffee. Okay, I'm down to 1,300 shares now. I'm gonna add on a pullback on NEXT. I don't know why I have this SYPR. Oh no, I sold more on accident. Fucking A. Another fat. I hit the mouse with my wrist and sold another like 400 shares or something. God damn it. I guess that's a good problem to take. Oh, I accidentally took profits. Damn, that sucks. NEXT. Look at that number 5 dip buy. See, look, if I would have avoided all the noise this morning, like that TATT trade was subpar. That was bullshit. That SPI, that was subpar. That wasn't an A+ setup. Those are super speculative trades that they didn't work. I cut them quick. It sucks that I accidentally took 3,000 shares. But if I would have avoided that noise and just stuck to my number 5, because I didn't see anything else that I truly liked. And I was telling Henry that in the pre-market. I don't see anything else that's really that great. But of course, my degenerate side took over and I just had to be in something. And I did. If I would have just sat on my hands and did nothing and just sat here and talked, I'd be fucking I'd be putting a nice cherry on the end of my week. But instead, I'm playing fucking get out of the red zone on my Friday. But that's okay. So back to how long it took me to be a profitable trader. That was long-winded. The second 6 months, I mean, I still wouldn't say I was profitable after I started trading. My second 6 months, I was still kind of, I mean, I was at least, you know what, I was finding more success. I was like, you know, winning some. I was seeing my account starting to grow and build a little bit, but not a lot. It was real sketchy. And then my second year, I started making more and more money my second year. My second year, I was able to get out of, at the end of my second year, going into my third year, I was able to get out of PDT. And I got out of PDT, and then I started growing my account, and then I got slapped down on a short. And it put me back in PDT. One time. I've been put back in PDT more than twice. Or more than once. So then I was back in PDT. I think I put me down to like 18,000 or something. So then I started growing my account. I got out again. And then I tell you what, when I got out of PDT, talk about, yeah, sell buying. I am not opposed to you selling at all. Yeah, then whenever I got out of when I got out of PDT the first time, I was so happy. It was like someone just unleashed, like someone took off the handcuffs. It's like I just got out of prison and then they just set me in a place where there's just a sea of hot chicks and lots of great food. And I was just fucking just eating everything up, banging everything, eating everything, you know. There was no discretion. And that's why I got put back in. And then the second time, I started growing. I got out of PDT account, and I had my account up to, it was like over 40,000. I had my account. And then I took the most devastating loss of my life. I got a margin call. I was short. And the stock kept going against me. And I didn't cut the loss. And I just kept adding and adding. And then I thought, okay, the end of the day came. And I thought to myself, okay, all right, finally it's probably going to roll over. Because the stock was a low float. I think the ticker was AWX. Let's look it up. AWX. I think that was it. Let's look it up. 3 years. Is this it? There it is. There it is. Here it is, right here. 2018. Summer of 2018. Look at that. Now, you see it says a high of $20.20. It actually hit $33. My dumbass was short from like fucking like $8 or something. $8-9. See, look at it. It had look at this. So I was shorting. Look at this. First day, it already had 3 green days, and then I was shorting. See this big green day. The 4th day, I was shorting into that, thinking it's gonna roll over. Right? Because it's up on no news. But look at the volume. Up on no news. I'm thinking, okay, so this thing's already way overextended. It's already up at 10. There's no way it's gonna have another green day. Well, guess what? I knew this thing was gonna crash, but I took too much size too early. I didn't cut the loss, and then what happened is in the after hours, the stock started squeezing and squeezing and squeezing after hours. Finally, and I didn't even notice it. Wasn't even watching. I was playing poker at the casino with my buddy, and I get a phone call from E-Trade, and they're like, Mr. Bressler, sorry, but we're gonna exercise a margin call. We covered all your shares on AWX, and I ended up taking a $38,000 loss on it. I was left with $8,000. That was fucking painful. That was fucking painful. You know, I had spent the last 3 years building all that money up, and it just got wiped away in less than 24 hours. The next day, look at it, the next day, I would have been in the green. The next day, look at it. It closed at its lows at 615. I would have made money, good money. Even the day after that, it was back down where it started in the 3s. The next day. What the hell? Oh, Mom's making bacon. That's why the thing went off. Yeah, painful. So painful. I was left with $8,000. So then I took my money. I split it into 3 different accounts. I split it between E-Trade, Interactive Brokers, and TD Ameritrade. And so then I'd have 9 day trades per week. And it took me a year to get from 8,000 back to 25,000. That was the only time. I had already endured a lot of pain and a lot of failure prior to that, especially the first 6 months, but that was the only time that I'd ever felt like quitting. It was the only time I ever felt like quitting. That was the only time the thought ever entered my head. That was the only time I ever thought about quitting. My wife was actually, I verbalized it. I was like, fuck this, babe. I fucking already. It's like, I suck at this. I keep making the same mistake over and over and over. I keep getting, I just got put back in PDT, a few months ago, doing the same stupid shit. This was my Achilles heel. Getting squeezed on shorts and adding to losers. It's usually a compound of two mistakes, right? A, not cutting the loss, not respecting the risk, but then you make it worse by adding to the loser. So it's like usually when I combine those two mistakes together, that's whenever I really get fucked up. So I was like, when am I going to learn? I was like, I'm just fucking, I don't know if I can keep doing this. Going through this cycle of just building and then getting fucking just the shit kicked out of me again. Like, I don't want to rebuild it again. It's so much work. And then she's like, I was like, you think I should quit? And she's like, I don't think you should quit. She's like, the fact that you already put in so much work is the reason why you should stay in it. She's like, now you know how to do it. I was like, do I? So I was like, all right, I won't quit. I wasn't going to fucking quit. Like a day later, when I made it my mind not to quit, a day later I was talking to myself and I was just like thinking about how the day before I was thinking about quitting. I was like, all right, so when did you fucking decide to be such a pussy and just give up? Fuck that. Okay? When I woke up this morning, being a little bitch wasn't on my to-do list. Okay? I'm not trying to check that box off, even though sometimes we're all little bitches. So yeah, it took me a year to grind that back, but it actually came a lot quicker and easier. Once I stopped focusing on, I got to get out of PDT. Once I stopped focusing on that and I just started focusing on just making a good trade here and there and didn't worry about I got to make so much money every single day. I just want to try to take singles all the time. Just take a single, take a single, take a single. Just take a little bit every day and close the day green, try, and not have any absorbent crazy fucking losses. And my account grew quicker than I expected. Before you know it, I was out of PDT. And once you get out of PDT, that experience, you take the handcuffs off, the account goes faster. And even since then, I've still had a couple of days back here. I still do it every once in a while. Every once in a while, I'll still fuck myself over. Like here, let's look at Genus. So Genus, the last time I had a big loss was Genus. Like a huge loss, like a big one. So Genus, if you look at this daily chart, I got caught up on the front side of the move on Genus. Here, look, you can see this big giant squeeze, this big ramp, right? So on this day where I got squeezed out on this one, it started to gap up on me. So I lost 20 G's right there back in June on Genus. That was no bueno. But now my account, that's not like life-changing or devastating or, you know what I mean? My account's able to handle that and I was okay. But still, I was like, oh shit. Here I am a couple years later. I'm like, okay, we can't do that anymore. That was a nice little reminder, a nice little sting to say, hey, you can't get back in this habit again. Can't get back in this habit. That's for flipping sure. Look at the number 5 on dip. Look at the number 5 dip buy on Genus. Look at this. I remember I cut the trade. I lost the money because I was afraid of it just going higher and higher. So I ate the $20,000 loss. But I immediately, the number 5 dip buy. Look at the daily chart. I remember the day that Genus crashed. It crashed so hard and so fast. When you have a stock that loses like over 50% of its gains in like fucking an hour, you got to dip by that. So that's a number 5 dip buy. I dip bought that one right there, and then sold into this bounce. So that was nice. Same exact setup. If we can look at the same exact setup right now. It happened yesterday with SPI. Okay, I did the exact same thing yesterday with SPY. The first day, Wednesday. Look at SPI. So we're looking at SPI right now. So obviously I traded this really bad. I was in at 355, got out at 470, right? I didn't buy. I mean, look at this consolidation right here. Oh my God, over 7. That's such a high a day break. Boom. I mean, we're off to the races there. But I didn't want to chase it up no more. So I just waited for the big crash. I watched it, waited for the big crash. On this big crash, look, it's losing more. I even told Matt. I texted him. I was like, bro, this thing gets down to $20. This crash is down to $20 here this afternoon. I will be buying this around $20 and selling it into a bounce. And look at that. It got halted on the way down. I think I bought it at $20.83. I was selling it like $24. I mean, and it went to 30. I could have made $10 a share, over 30. But I didn't. It's okay. I made $4 a share. I only bought I think I bought like 200 shares. I bought like 200 shares, and I made like $4 a share in like literally like a minute. So that's like $800. Boom. Give me that. Yeah, I could have made 10, but who gives a shit? See, that's what I'm saying. You get the screen time. You keep watching these charts. You start seeing the same thing over and over and over. If you can avoid all the bullshit and just focus on the stuff that you know that works. Ooh, look at SPI coming back. Ooh, look at that. SPI. Right now, as we speak. Oh, shit, we missed it. I knew there was something moving today. How come? Did anybody see this? Did anybody see SPI coming back? Look at it. It's moving. Now, you guys didn't tell me? Okay. What the hell? Nobody saw this? Okay, the red to green is 13. It got halted. Shit. I should have been watching the chat. Somebody would have said something about it getting halted. Fucking A. Look at that. So now, with SPI, okay, the red to green is $13 on it. I think I'm gonna look for a yank. Maybe 1050, close to between 11 and 1050. I might try to buy it again. We'll see. We'll make sure to buy 33,000 shares again. So if it goes against me, I can freak out. Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it. She said that's awesome. There's no teacher like pain, man. There is no teacher like pain. Pain will teach that ass. Okay? Hey, Matt Alvarado, you remember Mr. Hart, the shop teacher in high school? Remember him? Tell me if you remember him, Matt. This is our shop teacher in high school. Because me and Matt went to high school together. I got a story to tell you about Payne and him. He was in my shop. I was in his shop class, and every day I was a cocky little prick when I was in high school. And every day I would show up late to his class. And so then finally he's like, you know what? If you show up every day that you show up late, I'm going to start giving you a SWAT. But he would give you a SWAT. He would send you out to the hallway, but the hallway was a big window. So the whole class could see you put your hands against the window, and you'd get the SWAT in front of the whole class. Right? So I would take the SWAT in order. I felt like, you know, that I'd eat the SWAT so I could be late to class. And so I'd come in expecting the SWAT, and I would laugh about it, and I would be like, whatever. So one day he tells me, he's getting sick of it, and he says, okay, today you're getting 2. You get 2 SWATs today. And I was like, ooh, I'm getting 2 swats. And I thought I was cool. And all the class started laughing, right? And it fucking pissed him off. So we went out in the hallway, and he gave me 2 of the hardest fucking swats in my entire life. I'm like 16 years old. I think I'm like a junior in high school, maybe a senior. I can't remember. Junior or senior. Gives me, just fucking rips it to me. 2 of them. Oh, man, it hurt. Dude, I wanted to cry. I'm walking back to my seat, and there is no smile on my face. I'm like just trying to hold back the tears. And remember Mr. Hart, Matt? Do you remember him? Yeah, you remember him. Says, I remember. He gave me, after that, I was like, dude, my ass hurt the next day. It did. And after that, though, I was never, ever late to his class again. In fact, our relationship got better after that. I stopped being such a disrespectful little prick, and I started showing up to his class, and I stopped acting like I stopped being such a disrespectful little prick. And by the end of the year, me and him actually had a really good relationship. I don't think they can do they still SWAT kids at Portales High? Yep, SPI's halted. We're watching it, Matt. I was talking about it, and it got halted. So I'm waiting for a pullback. Should I just buy some now? Because it just keeps getting... Oh, it's unhalted. I need to get some. This thing ain't going without me. Bye. Okay, what did I get it at? I took a small piece. 1150. 1153, actually. Okay, here's the yank. Remember I said I wanted 11? So here's the yank. We're going to buy some now. I'm going to add. Added at 11. So red to green is 13 with this thing. So I'll be selling anywhere close to 13. I want to add more, but I'm not going to. It might pull all the way back to VWAP. VWAP is at like $10. If that happened, a teacher would probably go to jail. Really? I don't know. Growing up in my whole school, like we got SWATs. Remember, Coach Chavez used to keep one in his office above his chair on the wall. When I was in junior high, all our shop teachers and our coaches gave us SWATs if we fucked up. I mean, maybe it's a bad thing to spank the kids. I don't know. There's certain kids, though, that need it. They need to get their ass whipped. I was one of them. Maybe not all of them, but I responded to that pain. My wife was like, what kind of school did you go to? Jesus Christ. I'm like, I don't know. I worked, though. Come on, let's go. There it goes. There we go. Sell some. Sold some. Let's go. We want 13. Gonna sell some more up here at 12. Yes. Sell some more. All right. We're making money now. Keep squeezing. Keep squeezing. Maybe I should sell some more. I got scared and sold a little bit more on that pullback. That was an emotional sell. Sold into weakness. Don't like to sell into weakness. Like to sell into strength. They took it away 8 years ago. I don't know if it's a... I don't know. Look at that. We're gonna go green on the day. If it goes green, it should really, really squeeze now. Oh no! No! Fuck no. I sold all my shares. Jesus Christ. That's like the third fucking... If it gets over 13, it's going to go hard. That's like the third fat finger mistake I've made today. Man. Oh, that's annoying. Watch. Once it gets over 13, it's going to go to that whole dollar number. It's really going to squeeze and push. That's the push I wanted to sell into, close to 14. Now I'm like so tempted to buy it again. Way the hell up here in the 12s. And I didn't want it there. I want to buy the weakness and I want to sell into the strength. I might buy it here in the 220s. A small piece. Because I think it's going to get over. I think it's going to go green. It might get rejected by the red to green actually. And it probably is. Fuck me. This is an emotional FOMO buy. I'm getting out. Okay. I got out. It's an emotional FOMO buy. I don't want to buy it up that high because it could get rejected by that 13 and then roll over. Shit, if I was going to do anything, I'd look to short it. Are there shares? Nope, no shares. If I was going to do anything, I would short this right here in the 12s and then risk 13. See, look at that. Short it like 1250 and then start covering on this pullback. Now it might pull back and then find some support. We'll watch it. Maybe there might be another trade here. We'll watch it. That's why I got out. I bought it because I was thinking it was going to get over 13. It was an emotional buy, so I was like, you know what? I can't be buying it near its highs up here. See, look at it pulling back now. Now I'm getting more interested in a buy, but not 100%. I may dabble. Okay, I dabbled. I dabbled just a little bit at 1191. This trend is still holding. The trend is still holding. We may get over 13. Okay, back to 11. We're going to test the 11. Pulling back to VWAP. Maybe I'll add some here. Tiny bit. Added a little bit at 1150. So here's VWAP. Probably risk 11. I'm adding with small size. I took my first entry with small size too. Right now, I got 400 shares right now. You know, it's a $5,000 position. That's not, for me, that right now, that's not a real big position. Really, 11 VWAP would be my risk. I'd probably want to add more down near 11 too. It's holding up right now. So I was, between my fat finger mistakes and my other 3 losses this morning, I was down a little over 2,000 on the day, and now I'm under 1,000 because of NEXT and this one right here. Come on, SPI. Go green for us, buddy. I think I'm going to risk 11.20. I mean, I should risk 11, but I should risk 11. This is a highly speculative trade, by the way, because this thing could just get rejected and just keep rolling over and getting its ass kicked. But there's not a lot moving today, so a lot of traders are going to see this. and get excited. Definitely risking VWAP. Come on, baby. Get over 12. There we go. Nope. Pulling back to VWAP. We'll see how it reacts here at VWAP. I may snag some more down at 11. Okay, I got an order to buy at 11.02. Come on. Missed it. Didn't get it. I even tried to grab some at 11.26. I might still get executed though. So far so good. Holding up. 11.44, 11.34. Alright, FOMO got me. I added in the 11.30s. So now I'm going to cancel my order at 11.02. I think we're going to get over 13. At least I hope. You know what? If I had to put a percentage on it, I'd say 50%. 50% it gets over 13. 50% it doesn't get over 13. So this, I would not call this a high odds trade. Because that red to green line is acting as resistance at 13. It's a whole dollar number. But if it gets over that, we're going to see a real push. Let's see here. I need to put my stop loss in. Want it to stay over VWAP. Let's see here. It's getting bought up over 11. Okay, I got the stop loss in at 10.79. I mean, I hate to have to risk that much, but I need to give this, I mean, VWAP is VWAP. That's where it's at. This can stay over VWAP. I think we got a shot. Look at SYPR. Sold all the way off down to the 117, 116. Missed that short. That was a gimme short. That was a layup fucking short. That was easy money right there. And we got NEXT pulling back. I may add and then swing this to Monday. Hopefully we can see $4 on Monday. Come on, SPI. Pay me off one last time. WWR battery play spiking. WWR. Ooh, a little bit. I'm not that interested in it. Uh-oh. Looks like VWAP may get May take me out. Get bought up over 11. Come on. Come on. Really, this would be a great spot to buy right here if you're wanting to. Right here, it's starting to go sideways a little bit. It's over VWAP. Risk this VWAP. You know, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Be a way better entry than my first entry. My first entry was at what, like 1170? That's pretty shitty. There we go. Now we're starting to curl up a little bit. Okay, I'm gonna get ready to sell those my first shares where I had my shitty entry. This is the dabble though. Are you gonna squeeze up a little bit? There we go. Come on. Come on. I'd like to see 12 before I sell my first allotment, which I probably won't even wait that long. There's this. I tried to sell some at 1170 and didn't get executed. Come on. Let's just take it off at 1160. Nope. Come on, I missed it. Fuck. There we go. Got some out. All right, now we're in the green. We're in the driver's seat. So it could just put in a higher low. It might get like, say it gets stuffed here at 12, puts in a higher or a lower high, puts in a lower high. See, you could just put in a lower high and then just continue down. So I need to get that stop loss back on. So if it goes under 11, I'm going to be sitting there with deer in the headlights. Look at that. That's why I sold a little bit. Testing 11 again. Glad I sold some. And turn this off. Okay, and we just got a dump down to $3 on Next. So I added right there on NEXT. I added it 304. So the longer this consolidates and holds over 11, the better for us. Unless you're short. Unless you're short. Brian, what price did you sell at on NEXT? What price you sell at? The 330s? 320s? Did you make the 340s? All right. SPI setting up. Setting up. SPI is setting up, guys. Look at it. Holding over that VWAP. Don't give it up. It's pulling back to high a day. The high a day break was, looks like 1070. Kind of want to add my shares back that I sold up at the 1160. I could add those back here in the 1120s. Let's see. Okay, I added those shares back at 1135. Now let's see where she goes. As long as you're holding that VWAP, I am in there like swimwear. Maybe I should pump it in the chat a little bit. SPI. Consolidating over and 11. Red to green is 13. We'll squeeze if it gets over that. Spike if it goes green on the day. Okay, I wrote SPI consolidating over VWAP and 11. Red to green is 13. Should get a spike if it goes green on the day. So remember I said it was 50-50 if this thing can get over 13 or not, or if it breaks down below and gives it up and just fades. 50-50. The longer this consolidates, my percentage goes up. Every minute that we go sideways and it consolidates, I give it more and more of a chance that it can go green on the day and get over 13. But it looks like it's about to get slapped down right now. There it goes. I'm out. I mean, it could still come back, though. It could still come back, but I don't know. That's not a good sign, though. Yep. Yeah, it's getting bought up now. Shit. And it took me out, but... It's at that high a day. I don't know. I don't like it that much. I'll just stay away from it. Box L hitting high day scanner. You know what? Meanwhile, I'm just going to stick to what I know. I'm going to add a little bit more to my NEXT. Hoping we can see $4 on Friday. And now I'll just risk 3 with my NEXT, so I can't lose on the trade now. My average is now 288. And I already booked some profits on it. So, well, that was uneventful. Or anticlimactic. APWC hitting high day scanner. Looks like it's breaking out on the daily. You know what I find? I find that most of my red days, when I have a red day, most of them come on days where I don't really see anything that great setting up and nothing really feels super comfortable to me, but I'm just getting in shit just to get in it, just to try to find something, just to trade something. And if I took the hands off the steering wheel on those days and just waited for, something super familiar like a number 5 setup or a VWAP hold for a high day break, then I probably would make a lot more money faster. See how many more days do we have left in September. Okay, September. Pulling up the calendar. Oh, so it looks like we got 3 trading days. Next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, we'll be doing the live stream. That'll be the last day of September. Ooh, that's the day I get my vasectomy. Man, I got some really awesome dates coming up. Get my vasectomy next week. Then, in November, oh, I'm excited about this one. November 3rd, my daughter goes back to daycare. Woo woo! I'm excited for that. Like, why are you excited about that? Well, because I miss the days. See, the way before COVID, what would happen is me and her, her mom would go to work, but her mom hasn't been working since we had our newborn. Her mom would go to work, me and her get up before about 8 o'clock or 7:30 or so. Then I'd make her some oatmeal or something, stick her in front of the TV, let her watch some Mickey Mouse while I traded the market open. Then I trade for an hour or so. And then me and her would get dressed, and I'd take her to school, take her to her daycare. And then I'd have the rest of the day to, I'd go work out, trade the market close, take care of business, just do all my shit. And then I'd pick her up in the afternoon, and I'd be all excited to see her. Now it's not like that. But her mom does most of the work, so I can't complain. Look at that. Nice little bounce off $3 on NEXT. It's up to 318 now. APWC keeps going. It's over 2 now. Man, it's got a float of 2.67 million. Does everybody understand why I care about the float out there? APWC. Look at that. It's breaking the highs from yesterday. APWC. Over $2, breaking the highs from yesterday. Trying to, almost, not quite. Getting close. those highs may act as resistance. I kind of want to short this. And there's no shares. Wah, wah, wah. So I would short right here around the 2s, and I'd risk yesterday's highs, 222. But there are no shares. I mean, this thing may go higher, though. Who knows? I mean, it's looking nice right now. If you look at this chart, this is a nice little long chart setup. You got the morning spike, it pulls back, and then it sets in the higher low. Pulls back to 142, and then sets in the higher low at 146. You could buy it anywhere here in the 140s, 150, risk the 143. Then look at this push. I'd be getting squeezed. Now it's squeezing. Then it gets over the high. Once it breaks over the high a day, you could add or you could sell if you think it's going to get stuffed. This is a really nice long setup right here. This is what I didn't see this one earlier, or else I probably would have been buying it. And I'd definitely be selling up here near 2. My volume's coming in. We'll see if it can consolidate over 2. You never know. It might set up for another long. I don't know. Let it pull back. Might squeeze without us. I don't know. The daily on this thing. Let's look at the daily chart. I mean, it's got a really low float, so I like that. There's nothing else moving real great right now. It's got volume today. Man, it spiked yesterday, sold off. Now it's coming back. So it's pulling back. Gosh, I want to buy it. Take some small size. All right, I bought the pullback. About the pullback. We'll see if it can break out over yesterday's highs. So look, remember I told you that yesterday's highs was probably act as resistance. Look at that. Yesterday's highs acted as perfect resistance. But now it's pulling back. Let's see if it can consolidate, just like we were hoping with SPI. Consolidate, hold near 2. And then have another leg up. It's pulling back to VWAP right now. Might add some. Try to add some at 190. Okay. Got an add at 190. Or, yeah, 190. My average is 195 right now. Some people are talking about it in the chat. You gonna hold VWAP, or are you gonna give it up like SPI? So far, VWAP holding. I'll probably sell some if it gets up to like 210. Not all of it, but some of it, just to reduce my risk and take a little bit of profits. Nope. And come on. Come on. It's the 180s. Come on, VWAP. I took some off just because it looks like it's not going to hold VWAP. Not all of it, but most of it. If I would have gotten short, I'd be covering into this little flush down. Because sometimes they just dip under VWAP and then they come back. PEIX test 7. PEIX. Wow. Oh no, never mind. That's the daily chart. PEIX still looks like a short to me, even though it's green on the day. From the daily. APWC. Selling off pretty hard so far. Just under VWAP. There's a little pop. Man, not a whole lot today, actually. Last 2 days was amazing. Today's kind of slow. I mean, SPI was a decent opportunity if you got in it early. And SPI looks like it's holding a little bit. It's holding around that core of 11. So potentially maybe later. APWC. So it looks like 180. That'd be the line in the sand. Well, just dip below that. Yeah, APWC. Not working. Now it's pulling back to the highs. Alright, I put a stop loss at 174 for the rest of my shares. NEXT, that was a good ad, down at 3. Oh, took me out. Look at that drop. My short idea was the best one. But there were no shares. I knew that once it got up to like the 220s, it would get rejected and at least pull back, and then I could cover for that 20 cents and then reassess to see if I wanted to hang on, or because if it was holding VWAP and it was putting in higher lows, then I would cover the short, say if I would have been short. But it's just going to give it all up. So, well, there's another trade idea that didn't work out. At least I caught a little bit of SPI. I caught a little bit into that squeeze. So I accidentally sold all my shares up here. So that turned out to be a good idea. So that fat finger mistake actually helped me, didn't hurt me. That would have been sweet if it could have held up near over 12 and held near its highs. Then we would have known it's going to break out. I probably would have added shares there if it would have done that, or at least held over VWAP. But right now it's dying. That's sad. You know what I need to get? Alright, took a little profits. Got some sold at 324 on NEXT. I need to get like a, what I wanted to do is, okay, so you can make it to where, I want to make it to where you guys can see my face from time to time and to be able to train, go back from scene to scene. Plus, I'd like to be able to change my thumbnail. In other words, I want to improve my channel, but I don't know how. And I spent a lot of time just researching how to do this far. I wish I could hire somebody that is like really good at podcasts and know what the hell and how to do all this crap. I wish I could hire them to teach me how to do this stuff to make my channel better. But I don't know where you find somebody to teach you how to do that. I tried contacting a couple of people that have nice YouTube channels and no response. I told them, I will pay you to help me. And they're like, and they didn't even say how much. So APWC. If you look at the daily chart, you can kind of tell that it's going to fucking shit the bed. Well, maybe not. I mean, it's at a 52-week high. APWC. Yeah, look at the daily chart. I mean, this is just a beaten down, battered. Look at that. That is a fucking bag holding chart right there. I mean, Yeah, so it's going to be tough for this thing to spike. Yesterday's highs acted as perfect resistance. Yep, that would have been a good short too. I tried. Didn't get there though. We're up to 330 on NEXT though. That's, you know what? There's the fucking moral of the story. There's the lesson of the day. Okay, I've lived it. I lived the lesson today. Okay, avoid the noise. Just stick to what you know. You don't need to trade everything. Don't trade everything. And if you do want to trade a lot, because I like to trade a lot, cut your fucking losses. Cut them when the trade's not working out. Because what sucks when you're waiting for a stock to come back, and depending on your account size, you know, I know that whenever my account was a lot smaller, I would be missing out on other opportunities because all my fucking money was tied up on the stock that was going against me, and I was waiting for it to come back. Remember, the opportunities are fucking endless in the market. Endless. Every day there's a new opportunity. It's like the bus. You miss one, there's going to be another one coming by. So don't stress about it. You're not going to ever nail everything. Henry gets sad because I missed it. Oh, I missed it. Or he had it and he sold too early. I'm like he told me, SPI, Henry made $1,000 in SPI, right? And for Henry to make $1,000 on one trade, on one stock, that's like a really, really great day for him. You know, I'm like, bro, you made $1,000, man. Like, don't be sad about what you could have gotten. Like, you did really well. He held out way longer than me. Shit. So cut that SOB, move on to the next. And just try to avoid the noise. Trade the setups you know that have a high odds. And if you don't know what a good setup is, and if you don't know what a good high odds trade is, then just watch. Watch. You got to get screen time. Watch the charts. Watch things move. Over time, you'll develop an intuition. You know, one thing that caused me a lot of pain too, and that I've learned to curb is learn to curb my expectations. Because remember, I told you that I had super high expectations of how well I was going to do. Because you hear about these outliers like Roland Wolf or Gattani or, you know, whoever, and these guys, you know, or Steven Dux. He went from 25,000. He started with 25,000, went to $1 million in a year. You know, you have those outliers. Everyone's different. Everybody learns at different paces, and so I had these high expectations that I was going to just be like a millionaire in a year. You know, and that wasn't the case. So whenever I had when I wasn't meeting my expectations, it was like causing me a lot of pain. I was really like getting down on myself and pissed off at myself and mad at myself. And over time, I've learned that, you know what, I don't need to put those expectations on myself. Occasionally, I still do it here and there, but like I don't, you know, like ultimately my goal, I would say, is to become a full-time trader, to be able to make enough money from trading where I can sell my business. I still have some commercial real estate that I own. I probably want to keep that because that requires no work. You just get a paycheck. But sell my business and then just focus on my family. But in order to get to that point, you know, I got a family to take care of. I mean, I'm going to have a fucking shitload of money. Like, not only in just my bank account, but in my trading accounts. You know, I need to be able to withstand, you know, going through 6 months of not doing well. Hopefully that'll never happen, but still, you need to have the, you know, in other words, you don't want to be like where every day you're coming in where you feel like you have to make money or else you're not going to be able to pay your bills. You don't want to feel that way at all. You want to have at least, I'd say at least, you know, a year or 2 years worth of capital in your bank account, not in your trading account, in your bank account, where you can just pay all your bills for a couple of years. So you don't have to have that stress, that monkey on your back. That's ultimately my goal. But in order for me to get there, I mean, I'm going to probably have to make, I'd say at least, at minimum, absolute minimum, over $500,000 in trading. I'm going to have to, like, probably close to $1 million. So that expectation, I mean, I'm not trying to put that expectation on myself right now. I'm just trying to stay in the game, trade every day, make money every day. Maybe one day I get there soon. I think I'll be there sooner than I think, actually. Who knows, though? We'll see. Anything can happen, right? If 2020 has taught us anything, anything can happen. Anything can happen. Anything can happen. I definitely like having the side gig, though, because during COVID, I got a little taste of what it was going to be like to have no responsibilities other than my family and trading. Oh, it was fucking great, man. I made a lot of money during COVID. I had my best months of the year during COVID, March and April. I refer to COVID. My wife's like, COVID is still here. I'm like, you know what I mean. Whenever the government made us stop working. Oh yeah, back to my point. Yeah, so try not to do your best not to put all kinds of stupid expectations on yourself. Just be consistent about showing up, watching the markets, cut your losses, keep your garden clean. Okay, pick out those weeds. I don't know how Henry trades fucking so many damn stocks at once. I think his method is he just likes throwing out a big wide net, and he takes really small size, and then if one of them goes, then that's the one he's gonna make his money on. Which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. He could play it however he wants. It's his money. And if it works for him, great. You gotta do what's comfortable for you. You do you. Do your personality. But no matter what your personality is or how you like to trade, there are some fucking basic rules that you gotta follow. That's for sure. Like, cut your losses. You know what? I don't even say cut your losses quickly. I like to say respect your risk. Respect your risk. Respect your risk. These are my rules. Respect your risk. Don't add to losers unless it's part of your plan. I had them written down one time. What was my other one? Oh, trade familiar setups. Don't trade fucking everything. I had 5 of them. Apparently, I don't remember them. Look at the AWP. Look at APWC. This is why you cut your losses. I had a trade idea. It came back to VWAP. It held. I cut it at, right here at 174 when it broke down, and look at it, it's continuing to fave. But you know what? Yeah, I ate a loss on it, but I'm not fucking thinking about it. Now it's about to go red on the day. What a piece of shit. I would say that if it's going to bounce, it's going to bounce here, but I ain't going to buy it. Sometimes they bounce off that green to red spot. Testing red to green now. What a piece of shit. Is it going to go red on the day? I'm so happy I'm not in it. You know what? When you cut a shitty trade, it sucks taking the loss, but it's better to take the loss. It feels better to take the loss than to hang on. And you had this mental anguish where like every day you're waking up and you're thinking about it. Throughout the day you're thinking about this fucking loser that you're just holding on to. You're like, fuck this thing. And then meanwhile you see other opportunities fucking going by. And you're like, damn it, I could have been in that. Damn it, I could have been in that. Damn it, that was a gimme. And I'm not there. It's irritating. Well, today's looking slow. I mean, which makes sense because last 2 days has been on fire. Should we quit? Feels like every time that we decide to quit, like it'll be like, okay, it's slow. You know, we've only been 2 hours into the market. Every time I decide to quit, like something happens, something pops off. Right after we close the live stream. It was a good week though. Wonder how much I made this week, even with today's fucking ass whipping. Let's see how much what the old P&L was this week. Okay. So today's for the week. Gains and losses. Custom. So on the month, well, no, today's the 25th. So let's see what I'm up on the month, and then I'll see what, I don't know if I want to look and see what I'm up on the month. Yeah, I do. $16,426 for the month of September. So not bad. Try to make, my goal is like 10,000 a month, but so anything over that. For this week has been a good week. Yeah, this week was my best week of the month. $7,109.27 for this week. So yeah, it's been a good month. So I just gotta not fuck it up the next couple days. Which right now, the only trade that I'm in at all right now is NEXT. And I'm up almost $800 on that one. So as long as this one can hold over 3, I'm going to swing NEXT to Monday. As long as it holds over 3. Because I refuse to lose money on this piece of shit. Let's see here. NEXT. Swing this to Monday. Let's look at the daily chart real quick. Yeah, so we could get a second green day out of this. My goal is 4. I mean, this thing goes to 4. If I was able to sell at 4, make a couple $1,000. That'd be nice. See if there's any tickers that I missed that's in the chat, because I've been watching the chat too much. I see PPSI. Look at that one. That one just failed spike. PPSI. Garbage. Nothing. Tesla's over 400 again. I got that one in a long-term account. CLSK spiked up to 12. Sava holding over 10. SPI holding over, well, slowly just fading. Selling off. Yep. SPI slowly fading. SUNW at 240. I don't know. Do you guys see anything that you like? Any tickers that you're thinking about? Because right now, I see nada, bro. No veo mucho. Hey Matt, did you laugh your ass off whenever I took that snap of my wife eating red chili and I called it chili verde? I called it green chili. What a dumbass. I laughed whenever you pointed that out to me. I was like, oh my god, I look like an idiot. Let me go look at the weather. What's the weather like? Oh my god, it looks beautiful outside. I think I'm gonna go outside. I got a punching bag that I hang up underneath my porch. Go hit the punching bag. Do some push-ups and sit-ups, get a little daily burn in. Get a sweat going. Earn my lunch. Right? So I'm not winded when I do 10 burpees. Okay. Well, see, look at that. My only trade that I'm in is a winner. NEXT, right? Keeping the old garden clean, free of weeds. Cut all the losers. Keeping the winner. And as long as it stays over 3, I'll put the stop loss in at probably like 295 on NEXT. And let that baby work. As long as it holds up. You never know. Who knows? It could squeeze to 4 today. We don't know. We'll just keep half an eye on it. If it goes to 4 today, I'll sell it. But I don't think it'll go to 4 today. I do not think this thing will go to 4 today. At all. I think it has to chop around, consolidate, hold up, and then maybe we get a gap up and a push towards 4 on Monday. But I could be wrong. I'm wrong all the time. And if I am wrong, then great, because I'll sell into that push towards 4. Or if I'm wrong the other way, then oh well, I've already made money on the trade and I'll cut it at 3. So we got a plan. If I took my own advice, everything that I said today, if I took my own advice, I'd probably make way more money. I'd be out of that, be out of the real job. Hell, I'm my own boss, though. I love it, actually. I love being my own boss. But I still would rather be free of the responsibility and just trade. But it's not time for that yet. Is anybody out there? It's not if you can hear me. Is there anyone home? Hello? I need some information first. Just the basic facts. Can you show me where it hurts? Anyways, not singing. It was fun, guys. Damn it, man. I'm so butthurt I wasn't awake on Wednesday and had the live stream going at 9:10 Eastern Standard Time. I'm very sorry for that. I'm sad that I overslept. I mean, I caught it, but it would have been cool if I would have been there on time because we would have all saw it together. It would have been fun. It would have been way better. Instead of me just hopping on at 9:38. But that's okay. We'll be back next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate it. Love it when you guys show up and interact. You guys be well. We'll be back next week.